What's up, guys? On this week's show,
we got a new Deadpool trailer.
Tag might be the new Hangover.
And Drake makes video games cool?
All that and more on this episode of
One Giant Leap for Geeks.
That's one small step for man, one giant leap for
Geeks. Welcome to another episode of OGLFG, where we talk about movies, video games, and all things in geek culture. I'm your host, Mike C. Squared, and with me is my co-host, DJ Melly Mel.
Hey.
Can you start everyone like that? Just hey.
Yes, I can.
Oh, that's hilarious. Okay, so the last time a trailer dropped for this movie, it kind of got lost in the shuffle of the other things that we were talking about that week, and we kind of sort of addressed it, but I wanted to give it its due this time.
Okay, fair enough.
So Deadpool released another trailer.
Yes,
because that movie's coming out really soon. It'll be upon us in like a month or so.
I would say, I think in April.
Is it? No, Infinity War comes out April 27th, and then I think Deadpool comes out like that first week or so of May.
Okay, so
I could be wrong.
Beginning of May.
Sure,
possibly.
somewhere in there. Yeah, and it's funny because I did make this joke. It's like, and we have no way to find out.
Right.
We have laptops and cell phones and tablets, and there's no way for us to figure these things out. But yeah, no. The last time this came out, we kind of just glossed over it, but I was like, we will give Deadpool his due. You know, Ryan Reynolds has earned a spot on the show, so we will give him one because I rather enjoy his comedies. Oh, May 18th. Okay, you know, you could have just said that.
I could have.
You know,
but
you are an active participant.
I know, but you were going on, and I didn't want to throw off your train of thought.
No,
that's actually Ty's birthday weekend.
Oh, shit. Hell yeah. You know we're going to go see.
Yup.
All right, so the new trailer for Deadpool 2 came out, and I think that's all they're calling it. It's just Deadpool 2.
I think so.
I was wondering if it would get like a little subtitle name, like Deadpool, the legend continues, or something like, I don't know, but no, just Deadpool 2. Just keep it short and sweet.
Might as well.
Mm-hmm. I will say out the gate, I love the first Deadpool. That movie was like, it was so unexpectedly hilarious that I didn't know how much I needed Deadpool in my life until I saw that movie, and I was like, what I've been missing this whole time. Now, don't get me wrong, I am well aware of Deadpool in the comics. Mm-hmm. I have seen his character pop up in some Marvel animated movies and stuff, right. So in video games and all that. I am well versed in Deadpoolology, okay? If that is a word.
It is now.
Right. Copyright that shit. But when they were first coming out with this movie, like, I don't know if you remember when they first like released like the footage. It was like test footage, basically. It was the scene where he's in the car with him in the first one. Yeah.
Yes.
He leaked it. Ryan Reynolds, I'm pretty sure, leaked that shit.
He's very proud of this movie.
Right. To kind of like show Fox, like, hey, you know, this movie can work, this concept can work. And once it got leaked online and people saw it, they were like, yes, make this movie. What the fuck? Why is this not in theaters right now? So, you know, that finally gave Fox the balls to finally go like, okay, I guess. Like, if you're just going to give us all your money, I guess we'll make a Deadpool movie. And then, you know, it made fucking, I want to say like $800 million? I don't know. Up until, I think Logan, I think it was like the highest grossing R-rated superhero movie, I do think. But,
I didn't care for Logan. But that's a separate side.
I was going to say, we're going to have an episode dedicated to you and why you hate Dark Knight and why you hate Logan. Why do you hate good movies?
I don't know about good, but...
Wow, shots fired.
745.7 million.
Yeah, so close to $750 million for an R-rated superhero movie. That's like unheard of. R-rated anything, like that is unheard of. So yeah, that's getting real close to the $1 billion club. So that's a lot of moolah.
It passed up The Matrix Reloaded.
Mm-hmm. Yep, because I think that was the prior highest rated, or
742 million.
Highest grossing.
Highest gross. And then Deadpool passed it up to be 745.7.
Yeah.
For the biggest grossing R-rated movie of all time. Mm-hmm. That's saying something.
Yeah. And even though, I was really into the first one, I was kind of on the fence about this one because it's hard to make a comedy sequel. I mean, yes, it's still a superhero movie. It's still a superhero action movie, but it's an action comedy. Mm-hmm. And sometimes it's hard to make a sequel to a comedy because it's like, a lot of times they feel like, oh, we got to tell the same jokes again. Like, you feel like they're retreading the same shit. It's like, oh, but this time it's different with this. And it's like, instead of him having a baby hand, now he has a baby foot, like when it gets blown off and grows back.
Right, they're trying to change shit. And
yeah, so I was kind of worried that it would kind of go that route. Plus, the original director from the first Deadpool left a project because of creative differences. I'm sick of hearing that phrase. What does that mean? I was just
thinking the same thing.
What is a creative difference? Like,
that means that I didn't like your idea, and instead of saying, hey, I don't like your idea, try again, you're just going to part ways.
Yeah, it's like, you know what, we can't come to no compromise. I like green, he like blue, and that motherfucker wouldn't go with blue, so I'm leaving this shit. but that was so abstract. But
I mean, you're...
Sure, it works.
It works.
But, after the original director left, they brought on one of the directors from the first John Wick. And I don't think he was on John Wick 2, because it was two guys that directed John Wick together. Yeah. And one of them left to go do Deadpool 2. Mm-hmm. And people were kind of worried, like, oh, they're going to make it too action heavy and it's going to lose the comedic stuff from it. And they were saying, like, behind the scenes that Ryan Reynolds, like, was, like, pushing for a higher budget for the second one. Mm-hmm. But the original director wanted to still keep it low budget like the first one and, just kind of focus more on the comedy. But, Ryan Reynolds wanted more spectacle. But I think they hopefully found a happy medium between the two. Because it's like, yes, it is a comedy, but it is still a superhero movie. You have to have your fights. You have to have your superpowers. Sure, you can't just rely totally on, dick jokes the whole time. I love me some dick jokes. I love a good dick joke. But
no, just sass and guns. That
yeah,
you got to have a little bit in there.
Someone's gonna edit this, and all you're gonna hear is "I love dicks." It won't be "I love dick jokes." It'll just be "I love dick," and then yeah.
I can picture the meme now,
and I've already just done it for him just now. So just take this sound bite and just use it. There you go, guys. Have fun, kids. My issue with going into another sequel to this was a little bit of Deadpool goes a long way. Sure. Because Ryan Reynolds is really, charismatic, funny actor. I really like him. Yeah, I really like the character of Deadpool. But I think that he can get annoying really fast. Yes. So I was worried that they're going to just really amp him up to 11 in the sequel. And I'm just going to be like, I can't deal with this. Like, this is just too much. I still think they did amp him up to 11. But they did the smart move. And it looks like they made like a ensemble cast. Uh-huh. So it's not just
him by himself.
Yeah. So you've seen Josh Brolin as Cable.
Yes.
But then we also have the X-Force, who are from the comics as well. Mm-hmm. So now he has like his own little X-Men Avengers type team. Right. So he has other people to play off of. So I think that'll kind of dilute him a little bit.
I hope so.
Because I don't want to get annoyed with Deadpool, I think he's funny.
He is funny.
But he can be annoying. It's like... I'm probably the person that I'm about to describe, but it's like you have that friend where it's like, oh, they're so funny, but they get annoying really fast. And it's like, yeah, about an hour to 2 max. Then you got to go to fuck home. Like, you got to get the fuck out of my house.
You're definitely not that friend for me. I promise.
Right. I was going to say.
I do have that friend, but you are not that friend.
Right. It's like, that's the other Mike C squared.
No.
That's just Mike C, and you're the squared. You're okay. But what did you think about it? What did you like from the trailer?
The one scene that's really sticking in my mind. I mean, of course, there's a whole trailer.
Sure.
But the one scene that I just laughed hilariously at. Where they're sitting on the couch and the blind lady's got the gun and she's pointing it, and then she's kind of got it in Deadpool's face. And he just takes her finger and like pushes it over. I thought that was hilarious. So I don't know.
There's a joke that he says about gluten. Do you know what I'm talking about? The gluten. Did you not watch the newest trailer? Like that just came out like 2 days ago? So when he comes in the house and he's talking to his girlfriend and she's like, "Oh, you're late." He's like, "Oh, I was rounding up all the gluten in the world and sending it off to space." So you know the gluten joke.
Yes, I know the gluten
joke. Because the way you looked at me, you were like, "What the fuck? Gluten? What is that?" No, the gluten joke, I was kind of like, see, that's one of those things where I was talking about where I'm like, it's kind of not funny. I'm like, it's going to get old. But it was a quick turnaround of succession of good jokes after that. Like the bit where the old lady says like, "Oh, it's hard to understand you with that pity dick in your mouth," or something like that. Like that shit cracked me to fuck up.
I love that lady. She's hilarious.
What's the taxi driver? Is it Lupender?
You would ask me.
I don't know. And I don't need to know his name.
No, but...
Either way, but he returns from the first movie and he's still funny, you know. Did you catch that he called him DP?
He did not.
Yeah, when he got in the car, he was like, "You're living the life, DP, this, that, and the other." And I was like, that's fucking hilarious.
Oh my God.
I was like, that is hilarious. For those of you that don't know, DP is double penetration. Just in case you were like curious.
Dolpinder.
Not Lupender, Dolpinder. Okay.
Dolpinder, which makes more sense.
Okay, either way.
Because he calls him DP.
No. The Indian guy calls Deadpool DP. See, click. It's all coming together. See,
yep.
We're learning all kind of things on this episode.
Yes, we are. This is not for kids, by the way.
No, please. And if your parents is letting you listen to this shit, I hope they can hear this. You are a bad parent.
Explicit warning.
Right. Oh, yeah, no. There's explicit shit all over iTunes and all kind of shit. So it's like, hey, don't say we didn't warn y'all, motherfuckers.
Right. Covering our own ass here.
Right. The views expressed on One Giant Leap for Geeks are those only of the host and do not expressly reflect the ideas and beliefs of One Giant Leap for Geeks Incorporated. We're not a company, though.
No.
Anyway. Yeah, but I mean, I really like the way that Josh Brolin looks as Cable. They had that whole joke in the first trailer where he's like, the special effects aren't done and this, that, and the other. But in this full one, you know, you see him with the arm and shit. That scene where he punches Deadpool in slow motion, that looked really cool. The special effect for his eye is crazy as shit to me. Because, I mean, in the X-Men cartoon from like the 90s, Cable's in it for a little bit. And it's just kind of like this flashing thing, but the way it was realized and like actual real movie, I was like, that looks really fucking cool. Like, I want a Cable eye. If I can be Cable as cosplay or Halloween or some shit, I gotta find some dope ass like reflective contacts or some shit.
We got Comic-Con in August.
I know. I'm getting hard talking about it. I know. But with this as well, it looks like they're leaning a lot harder into the X-Men universe than they were before.
I'm excited about that.
Because
very excited about that.
Yep. So we have the X-Force, and we see Negasonic Teenage Warhead again.
Yes.
Colossus is back. Deadpool grabs his ass, I think, when they hug each other for some random reason. I was like, all right.
Because he's Deadpool. And
yeah, right. I mean, he did break his hand on Colossus's balls in the first movie, so, you know, I guess grabbing his ass is just the next logical step from there.
Right.
But there's a part where he's in Professor Xavier's wheelchair and he's just like spinning in circles.
Doing the donuts.
Oh my god, that was. You're not supposed to laugh at people in a wheelchair.
No, but it's Deadpool and he's rolling around in Professor X's wheelchair. I mean,
I'm like, his legs will heal though. It's fine.
He'll be all right.
But I'm curious if we will see any X-Men characters besides Negasonic Teenage Warhead, the X-Force, and Colossus. Like, could we see Professor X pop up? Maybe. Maybe. I mean, a Wolverine cameo, maybe. That'd be nice. Especially now that Hugh Jackman is done as Wolverine. This would be the perfect time for him to come in, and he makes like 12 references to Wolverine and Logan and shit and Hugh Jackman in the first Deadpool. Mm-hmm. If he doesn't show up in this in some capacity, I'm going to be really disappointed. So, Ryan Reynolds, if you're listening to this, we want to see Hugh Jackman as Wolverine in Deadpool 2. So, if you haven't shot that yet, you probably don't have enough time to do reshoots because it comes out May 18th. But he better like announce it at the beginning.
Added scene. Just put in an added scene.
Teaser at the end. Yep. There you go. But
how cool would that be if Ryan Reynolds was actually listening to our podcast? I know that we're international, and I know that we're like up there on iTunes, those are both big accomplishments,
right? But I mean, and I want to preface this with these are ever changing and fluctuating rankings. So right now, I don't even think we're on there, but we did have a big influx, and we've been getting more traffic from that since then. But anyway, finish your point.
Anyways, how cool would it be as if somebody that is a part of this comic book universe that we are so deeply in love with, if they could hear us.
Oh, yeah.
Or if they're listened regularly, or...
I can't wait until Christopher Nolan hears you talk shit about his crowning achievement, The Dark Knight.
Him and Christian Bale can come at me, because...
Come at me, bro.
Yep, come at me, bro. That's it.
It's like, what? And you don't even like... Oh, God. Okay. All right, that's another episode.
We'll keep that for that other episode, because...
But in just one more thing that I wanted to say about it, but I'm really looking forward to it. A lot of the jokes look good. The action looks good. I'm interested to see how these new characters are going to be, what their personalities are going to be like. Because we saw them, but we didn't really get anything from them. Yeah. Except for the girl who's playing Domino, where he makes a joke about, and that's why the Sisterhood of Traveling Pants is pure pornography. And she's like... God, I should have finished college. You get a little bit of that from her, but you don't really get any kind of characterization of these people. So I'm interested.
It was more of an intro for him in the first one. Sure. A lot of people don't know who Deadpool is. They don't follow the comics. They don't.
Right. It's like, hey, remember Deadpool? How much you guys loved him? Though, we have a really, really big cameo in the movie. Now, it's big for us. Other people may not think it's that big a deal, but our boy from Flint Town, Terry Crews, is going to be in Deadpool 2. And I was like, hell yeah, rapping that shit. Like, I don't know how he ends up popping up in these such random movies and shit, but I'm like, hey, you know what?
I'm going to say it seems to work.
I don't know who he's playing, though.
Doesn't seem to matter.
I know, fuck it, why not? You know what would have been perfect? I mean, they already got a guy playing him on Netflix and shit. But could you imagine... if they made Terry Crews Luke Cage?
Oh my God.
He would have been perfect for that shit.
Yes, he would have.
I was like, oh my God, like, how did nobody already think of that? Like, hey, let's get the guy from fucking the Old Spice commercials and shit, the dude that's always screaming and shit. Like, yeah, he'd be perfect Luke Cage. Like, I would have loved that.
Oh my God, that would have been hilarious.
Yeah, but Terry Crews, I don't know what character he's playing. I don't even care. He could just be Terry Crews in the movie. I'd be all about it.
He might just be. He might just... show up.
He's just fucking hilarious. Like, because I think it's just the dichotomy between him being this big, massive dude and him just being like such a sweetheart almost. Like, he's so nice and kind and jovial and shit. He's like a big teddy bear. A big, rock hard ass, swole teddy bear. Big ass steroid. Yeah. But yeah, other than that, I'm really looking forward to this. I am interested to see how this does now that the initial shock of the first Deadpool is worn off, and how well this does, financially and shit like that. Because, people are excited about it, but it doesn't seem to be as much hype around this one as it was the first one.
Right.
But because it's kind of like when the first Avengers came out, it's like, oh my God, this is happening. And then now it's like, yes, everybody's excited for Infinity War, but it'll never have that same rush that you got when the first one was like, this is the first time we've ever seen these characters on screen together. And Like, I can't believe this is happening. I never thought I'd live to see this type shit.
Right.
Kind of like how when Black Panther came out and Wonder Woman and all that kind of stuff. With, this, now that we've kind of gotten over that, now I'm like, we'll see. I think it'll still do well.
I'm sure.
I just don't know if it'll do 700 and, what was it? 40?
745.7.
Oh, geez. Wow. Okay. So, yeah. So, I don't know if it'll quite do those numbers. Maybe it will, though. Who knows? I know that this time, though, it's actually going to get released in China. Because the first Deadpool was not released in China.
Oh, really?
Yeah, China is fucking weird. Like, sorry to our Chinese listeners. Actually, I don't think anybody from China is listening. There is somebody in Japan listening in Tokyo. Thank you.
Woo!
I don't know who you are, but konnichiwa. But they. Fuck! I lost my train of thought after that konnichiwa joke.
You're talking about how the Chinese was
Oh,
weird
yes. So the Chinese is weird about foreign films. They only let so many films in each year. And yeah, so Deadpool was not on that list that particular year. But this year they will be releasing Deadpool in China. So it may do even better than it did in its first run. We may have another unexpected movie to hit the $1 billion club.
Possibly.
I was going to say, it got damn close to it without China. I mean, shit, if it can tack on another 300,000 or 300 million, jeez. It made $1 million worldwide. Anyway, but we've talked about Deadpool for far, far too long. See, and I felt I had to give him time because...
Of course, because last time we just blurbed over him and we're like, oop, Deadpool. Okay.
Right, that was the thing, and then moved on.
I mean, we just had so many trailers come out at the beginning of the year and
right after the Super Bowl
between
and shit,
between the Super Bowl and
then Cloverfield just got shit out of nowhere.
you still salty about that Cloverfield.
I am. Man, that... Anywho, moving on.
Mm-hmm.
So, there have been some rumors about the Venom movie.
Yes.
That, now this started circulating, I want to say on like Reddit or something like that, but basically it's been a rumor that's been going around that Venom, like full on symbiote, I got the tongue hanging out, the teeth, all that Venom, will only be in the movie from anywhere from about 10 to 15 minutes of like screen time total.
Oh, that's disappointing.
So, you remember the Venom trailer? There's the part where he's on the bed at the end, he's shaking, and you can kind of see like the black veins going up his neck.
Yes.
They said that basically that'll be what it'll be like throughout the movie. That it'll basically just be Tom Hardy, and you'll see him slowly starting to turn into Venom, but he won't actually become full-on Venom until the end of the movie. And I was like, get the fuck out of here with that bullshit.
Really?
So what they said was he'll have the veins on his neck. In that scene where he's on the motorcycle and like the cars are flipping behind him, the special effects aren't done, but they're saying that during that scene there will be like some tendrils and shit that come out from the symbiote that'll like attack the cars and like a shield or something to protect him.
Okay.
But it won't actually come over his body fully until the very end. And I'm like, what is this shit? This shit sounds like superhero movies that we used to make back in like the 90s where like they didn't... It was like back when they were ashamed of superheroes, and it's like, we don't want to show them in the suit, and it's corny and it's dumb. So it's like, that's why I have always liked, but never loved the X-Men movies. Because the X-Men movies are ashamed of their source material. Because in the first like 3 or 4 movies, all black leather. It's like, what is this, the Matrix? Like, what the fuck? They have bright yellow and blue spandexy costumes that fit their characters and shit like that. Everybody has their own, like, distinct look, even though they have, like, uniforms.
Sure.
You know, Cyclops shit didn't look like Jean Grey's, outfit. Like, it was one of those things that made the X-Men special and different.
Right.
They've always, like, especially those early 2000 movies, they really stayed away from that. They even make the joke in the first X-Men where Wolverine says to Cyclops, like, you guys go out in this? And he's like, what would you like? Yellow spandex? And it's like, yes, motherfucker, I would. That's why I like First Class so much, because in First Class, they gave them the yellow and blue.
Yes,
and I was like, and I thought that would stay, but it didn't. And I was like, eat a dick. Like, what? Like, why did we get rid of that? Anyway, Tom Hardy has come out on Instagram and he has refuted this claim. He said that it is, I will give you a direct quote from Mr. Hardy himself. Because I was like, yeah, nigga, you better hurry up and say something about this shit.
Yeah, get out in front of that.
Yeah, because motherfuckers is mad as hell. So Tom Hardy said on Instagram, he says, just saying, Venom suit, myths usually asinine, circulate about things, usually by those who have failed to garner credible intel. So he has not given us a, exact anything of, hey, it's going to be, from 10 minutes in on, I'm going to be in the Venom suit or this, that, and the other. No, he just said, no, it's just not true. No, I have no reason to not believe.
Well, I mean, if anybody was to know, it'd be Tom Hardy. Especially if it's a physical suit that he has to wear.
It'll probably be some CG
as opposed
shit.
to
He'll probably wear like a mocap suit.
But
still.
Either way, he's still going to have to do something in order to wear the suit.
Right.
And I would think he'd be the one that would know, hey, I spent, X amount of hours in this suit.
Right. Like, I think I would know. But then again, it ain't... These studios ain't about lying about shit.
Right.
Especially when, some shit gets leaked out that they didn't, put out on their own. You're like, shit, like, we don't want people knowing about this. Like, because, okay. They only put out a teaser trailer. But people were mad at the teaser trailer because they didn't show us anything. Mm-hmm. I'm like, what is this generic action movie number 347?
Right,
like, what is this? But then with this coming out and now Tom Hardy refuting it, and I'm like, okay, guys, y'all need to just release a full fucking trailer already. Stop bullshitting, put this shit out, show us fucking Venom.
Especially for it coming out in October.
I know. Now, that's still a ways away, but they should have enough done to where, okay, put it like this. If they can put out trailers for these Transformers movies months in advance of that shit, that is nothing but fucking CG. There's hardly anything real in those movies. And if they can show that, you could have showed us fucking Venom. But then the problem with this fucking movie, though, is that I know I got all like, shh.
You going Venom on me?
I know. The problem with the movie is that the budget's not very high.
Okay.
Like, I think it's like less than like $100 million for this movie. And I'm like, that's not good. I'm like, what are you going to really do with that? And we still don't know who the villain is going to be. Like, who is he fighting? Like, what is the story about? Like, who... So all those things are important to know when going into this, because I'm like, well, you can't do some big spectacular thing because you don't have a lot of money to spend on this movie. So what is this even going to be about?
Right.
I think it's still a mistake from the get-go. We'll see what happens with this shit, but I was like, man, y'all got to do some damage control. Like, the only thing you can, Tom Hardy, Jesus Christ himself could come back and be like, the movie's great, Venom's in it the whole fucking time. Nobody's going to believe that shit till we see a trailer. So if y'all don't hurry up and get a trailer out, like, you're killing any goodwill for your movie. Because I said this when I talked about The Last Jedi. It's great to have word of mouth about your movie, but at what cost?
Right.
It's like, yes, you want people to be talking about it, but if it's all negative talk,
then they're not going to go see it.
Before they even see the trailer, before it comes out.
Stank in their mouth. And
Exactly.
They'll be like,
You've put a bad taste in their mouth, and you've made them fear, something that may or may not even happen, but because you haven't solidified, no, this is what it's going to be like. Like, I don't care if the special effects weren't done or not. If you can't come, your first impression is your most important one.
Of course.
When that teaser trailer came out, that should have been like, boom, this is it. Like, get ready, bitches. And it wasn't.
No. It was with Infinity.
Thank you.
If they'd released a trailer like Infinity and you saw 30 seconds of that and you're like, well, damn. Mm-hmm. I didn't get that feeling when I watched the Venom trailer. No. I was just like, all right.
Didn't it feel like a cock tease? Yeah. Because at the very end, when he's starting to shake and scream, it's like, oh, here it comes.
And then they, bam.
Right, and then a V just comes up, and it's like, the fuck was that? Like what is it? I'm thinking at the very end, it's going to, like, even if they would have just flashed him on the screen for like a second, I'd have been like, okay, this is going to be dope. Like, that would have built up that anticipation.
Crawling around a building or something.
Oh, my God. Could you imagine, like, if they'd have shown him, like, going up the side of, like, the Eiffel Tower or some shit? Yeah. I'd have been like, that fucking is going to be dope.
You got it.
But nope. Just pissing it away. This is why we finna take Spider-Man from y'all motherfuckers at Sony. Y'all don't know how to treat these characters. You're fucking it up. You done fucked it up. To steal a line from Angry Joe, thank you. You done fucked it up. Anyway.
All right.
Moving on.
Yes.
So, this... Now, okay. It says that it is based on a true story, and after doing some research about this, I did look into it, and it is loosely a true story to a degree. It is
loosely,
right. Right. There is some guys that have been doing this or whatever, but the movie is going to be a much more exaggerated version of that.
Of course.
But the movie we're talking about is Tag. I don't know if it's just Tag or if it's Tag based on a true story. I don't know. Either way, it's basically it has a bunch of actors in it that I normally would not like on their own, let alone in a movie together. But the movie stars Jeremy Renner, John Hamm, Isla Fisher, Jake Johnson, Ed Helms, and Hannibal Buress. The movie's about a group of guys who have been playing the same game of tag for the last 30 years for the entire month of May. And one of their friends, Jeremy Renner's character, is getting married, and he won't be a part of the group anymore, and he's never been it. And so I guess the plot of this movie is to try and finally make him be it this year. Well, the trailer looks like The Hangover.
Yeah,
like a lot of this shit reminds me of The Hangover. All the way down to the fact that Ed Helms is in it, because he's in all three Hangover movies. The group of guys and shit. But I mean, we kind of needed a new Hangover, though, because we don't really have like an R-rated comedy, that you can go out with your adult friends and stuff and see. Your adult friends, Jesus Christ. I sound like I'm 13. Your adult friends. But, like we needed something to come along that's, don't get me wrong, I love me some superhero movies and shit. But it's like you need an adult. And a lot of the last few adult comedies have not been good. Like, what was the one with Will Ferrell? And they made some guy's house into a casino. You know what I'm talking about?
I don't know. You lost me at Will Ferrell.
Oh, God.
Not a fan of his.
Anyway, that, I think... it
was like Casino Night or something?
Something like Game Night. No, Game Night is something that just came out.
Game Night's actually pretty funny.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't saying that one just came out. But there's been a few, like, adult R-rated comedies that have come out in the last few years that have just been stinkers. And really, nothing good has really come out since the first Hangover, really. Because the second one was okay. A lot of people didn't like it. The third one, it was meh.
The House was...
The House. That's what it was called.
The Will Ferrell movie.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't like Will Ferrell.
But no, this looks like it's going to be like the new Hangover. Now, will they milk it into a bunch of sequels until nobody fucking cares about it no more? Who knows? Probably, but who knows?
I don't know.
But
I don't know. That we have Blockers coming out in April too. That looks pretty funny.
Oh yeah, the Cock Blockers movie. Yeah.
But that's more along the lines of like Knocked Up as opposed to...
It looked like Bridesmaids. That's what it reminded me of.
I didn't think Bridesmaids was that funny. Like I saw the...
Well, I mean...
I saw the trailer for it, and
sure.
I didn't think it was as funny as the Cock Blockers trailers.
It kind of reminded me of Bad Moms.
Okay, yeah, kind of.
Yeah, so which... I didn't really... I haven't watched it the whole way through, but the little bit I did, I was just like...
Yeah, I wasn't impressed with that one either.
It doesn't speak to my demographic, and I get that. Like, it's, that movie is for mothers. It's like, hey, isn't this funny to, think about going out and doing all this crazy shit that we normally would never do, but you can vicariously live through these characters and whatever. But, with this, like I said, it says it's based off a true story, and I went and I looked into it. I am getting this from refinery29.com. And it says, back in 2013, the Wall Street Journal introduced the world to the Tag Brothers. I know, right? A gaggle of dudes so committed to playing tag that they incorporated it into their lifestyles, and they're just as competitive as their on-screen depictions. In an essay penned for The Guardian, tag player Joe Tambari explained that the friends used tag as a way to keep in touch after they started college. Over time, they had to make some adjustments. Now we are grown men. We don't run like Usain Bolt. So subterfuge and collusion have become our weapons. 11 months of the year are spent planning, Tambari wrote. Collaborating with friends is where the fun is. We can spend hours discussing approaches. And I think that's going to be the secret hook of this movie. Because that's kind of like what the Hangover secret hook kind of sort of was. It was a dude comedy and stuff like that. But the secret that what made it so good is that it had heart. Because it's like, you know, it's almost like a coming of age story for adults, because it's like you have your friend who's, you know, he's not going to be part of the gang anymore and go out and party with. He's going off to get married and go adult life and stuff like that. And it was trying to like still hold on to those last vestiges of your old life with your friends and your buddies. And I think that that's kind of a lot of the vibe getting from this, because I even think there's somebody that says in the trailer, there's a line where they go, oh, well, this game has really seemed to keep you guys together all these years and this, that, and the other, you know. So it's probably going to be like a brotherly bond and all that kind of shit. Which, I mean, hey, that's...
Well, I mean, we had the Without a Paddle. That was kind of the same.
Yeah. You always forget about that one.
Oh, I don't. I love that movie. But, I mean, it sounds like something that I'll go see, whether I enjoy it or not. Sometimes with that slapstick Hangover like mentality, it's either a hit or miss. Either it's done well or it's not.
Right.
And I don't know about this cast. I'm kind of...
That's my thing, is
I'm kind of iffy about this cast, because I mean...
I like Ed Helms.
I like
Jeremy
Ed Helms.
Renner.
Of course, yeah. And I like Isla Fisher, but I like her in romantic comedies. I don't like her... She doesn't play a very good comedic... kind of thing.
I've never seen her
Not really for me.
Movies. I know she was in something with Zach Galifianakis, but I never saw it.
Yeah, I didn't.
But I will say this: John Hamm, I think he's okay. I don't think he's all that great of a comedic actor, because he was in the first 2 seasons of Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, and I don't find him funny in that. He just has a weird character in that. I mean, he has a couple funny lines, but I don't know. I never really thought he was all that great comedic actor.
I mean, he really hasn't played in anything.
Yeah, he's most famous for Mad Men, and now that show's over, he's been trying to like branch out into movies and stuff.
Let's see, he did Baby Driver last year, which I never
got a chance to see that.
I didn't want to see it at all, and there was nothing about it that I saw the trailer. I was just like, no.
I was like, damn! If you guys could see the fucking face she was making while she was saying that shit. DJ Melly Mel was over here like, ugh.
He did the $1 Million Arm, which is like a inspirational sports.
Oh, yes.
I think where he finds the cricket players, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I've never seen that either, but yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yep. That was a good one, but you know, Disney puts out good inspirational stories. So
yeah, there's some shit to lift you up off of your downtrodden.
I mean, you know, The Rookie and stuff like that. Those always do well.
Is that the one where the kid's arm is broke and then he can pitch really good?
No, that is
that's not The Rookie.
That's Rookie of the Year.
Oh, so what the fuck is The Rookie?
The Rookie's got Dennis Quaid, and he goes back in time kind of thing.
Yeah.
I think
fuck a Dennis Quaid. I don't know why I'm saying
that.
I think he's fine. That's why I'm like, I don't know why I'm saying that. No, but I don't like what's the let me go back and find it again. It's the actor who is from the New Girl show. Jake Johnson. That nigga is not funny. Sorry for people who don't like that word. I've been trying to say it less. I'm trying, guys. Jake Johnson is not funny, like, at all. I do not like him. He was in this movie called Let's Be Cops. You ever see that?
Yeah, I saw the trailer.
Okay.
I started watching that, and I was
not funny. Not funny at all.
No, he's not funny.
I do not like him. Like, I do not like him at all.
Show, though,
and I don't like Hannibal Buress either. Honestly, I don't even know why he's fucking famous. I didn't even know who the fuck Hannibal Buress was until he made the joke about Bill Cosby raping bitches. And that's how that whole Cosby thing started up, was because he was making jokes about that during his stand-up routine. That's where, now granted, it was like kind of like this unspoken thing in Hollywood. Like some people knew about it and shit. But he openly talked about it in a comedy show, and it went viral and got on the internet. And that's what, spawned it off from there. Hannibal Buress, I don't find him funny. Like, I just don't.
Yeah, I don't know who he is.
I see
that he was in
Spider-Man Homecoming. He plays a gym teacher.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, okay. Where he's like, I'm pretty sure Captain America is a war criminal now, but the state says I have to show you all this video, so whatever.
He was in Baywatch.
I didn't see that, but
I didn't see that either.
I just don't think he's funny, man. And like the one line that he made me laugh at, and it was just because it was such it was such unexpected joke where they're like, okay, synchronize your watches, and John Hamm's like, I don't know how to do that, and Jake Johnson's like, I don't wear a watch, and then Hannibal Buress is like, time is a construct. Like, that was funny, but I don't necessarily think that it was funny because he said it.
No, it was just a funny.
Yeah, it was a funny line.
line.
Yeah, like anybody could have. If it would have been Jake Johnson that would have said that line, I would have laughed at it just the same. Like, there was nothing. I don't know.
I say it could have been Jake Gyllenhaal that said that, and it would still be funny.
I know. And Hannibal Buress, if you're listening to this, I'm sorry. I'm sure you're probably a great guy, and I think you're a hard worker, and you done grinded, and hey, you've made your way to where you are, but I don't think you're funny. Sorry.
And kind of the same,
Somebody is saying that about me right now as they're listening to this. They're like, well, motherfucker, he funnier than your bitch ass. Like,
yeah. I think you're funny.
Yeah, well.
But you find me funny. And
sure, right. So that shows where our standards are. Right? But anything else you wanted to add about Tag?
No. I'm sure Ty will want to go see it, and we'll go see it, and
yeah,
he'll enjoy it because he liked The Hangover 1, 2, and 3.
I do hope this does well. It comes out on June 15th, and I hope that this does well because Jeremy Renner and Ed Helms need a hit. Like, bad. Jeremy Renner need a hit so bad that he'd be willing to let you hit him in the face. Like, Jeremy Renner needs a fucking hit because we've already keep making the jokes about, like, man, apparently Hawkeye just ain't in the fucking Avengers no more because you ain't seen him. They have come out with 2 trailers, and now you're starting to see commercial TV spots and stuff.
Yep.
Which did... I won't get distracted. I'll finish this thought. We still haven't seen Hawkeye anywhere. Like, he's on social media promoting it, like, hey, we got a new trailer out and this and the other, and everybody's like, yeah, but motherfucker,
where are you?
Right. By we, you mean they have a new trailer out.
Did Thanos squish you in the first
right, I know,
scene?
Right.
Like, puny human.
He used the Infinity Stones and just wished your ass out of existence like you were never there, because I swear, leave it to them. Shit, if you had never seen the first Avengers, Thor, or Age of Ultron, you would never know who Hawkeye is.
Nope.
Because those are the only 3 movies that he's in. Oh, I'm sorry, in Civil War.
Yeah, he was in Civil War.
Yeah, so those are the only movies he's been in. And if you somehow missed those movies and are going into Infinity War, you're like, who's the motherfucker with the arrow? Like, who is that? It's like, wait a minute, you haven't watched any of the Avengers movies up to this point? Why are you here? Like,
right.
What are you doing?
Go home, do some homework, and then we'll talk.
Right. But... yeah, Ed Helms, he needs a hit too because the Vacation remake that he was in, that didn't do too well. Honestly, he hasn't really been in anything good since the Hangover movies. So
yeah,
they both
riding the coattails of the Hangover.
They need to hit bad. He was on The Office for a while. He was pretty funny in that, but yeah, like so hopefully this work out for y'all because we may not be seeing Ed Helms no more if this shit don't pop off. Jeremy Renner either, because shit. And he ain't on the poster. The poster came out and Hawkeye ain't even on that.
Oh my god.
I
haven't seen the poster.
They got Shuri, Okoye. They got pretty much all of Black Panther's supporting cast. They put Killmonger on the motherfucking poster.
Wow.
No, Killmonger's not. Wow. But it would not surprise me. It's like, hey, he dead. Like, yeah, but we had another spot to fill. Well, couldn't you use Hawkeye? Who? Don't you ever say that shit in here again. Yeah, but no, this looks really good. It's just such an unorthodox movie. I'm like, you know what? It's a dumb concept, but if they can build upon this and give it some heart, I'll let it go. I think it'll be good. But moving on. So over the week, there was real quick, because I see you're looking at it. So yeah,
no, you can go ahead. I'm just
no. I wanted to talk about this. There was a TV spot for Avengers Infinity War that came out, and Spider-Man officially becomes an Avenger in Infinity War. There's a part where Tony's talking to him, and they're in front of some blue weird thing, hologram or something. I don't know. But Tony takes his hand and he goes over Peter's shoulders like he's knighting him. And he's like, all right, kid, now you're officially an Avenger. And I was like, yes!
Awesome.
So, yeah, a little bit of jizz dripped out during that. But, it was very nice. But,
nope. They got some...
Did you think I was bullshitting? I was trying to find him. I'm like, Hawkeye is not on that fucking poster.
They got some random, like... I don't know, Asian-looking dude hanging out back there.
That's Wong from Doctor Strange. They even got Doctor Strange supporting cast in there. Yep. Hawkeye ain't nowhere to be fucking seen. I even think the boom operator, the dude that holds the microphone up in the air and shit, he's on the poster before Hawkeye ass is.
Yeah, no Hawkeye. I don't see his name on the...
Jeremy Renner? No, you're not gonna. No, he's not a big enough name for that. Look, if they won't put him on a poster, they damn shame for to put his name on that motherfucker.
His name's not even on there.
No, hell no. I don't think he in the movie. I think that he just don't know that they just cut all his parts out and they just ain't sending him. He would be in the theater like, what the fuck is this shit? I filmed like 3 weeks worth of footage.
Yeah,
like,
he gonna take all his friends. He'd be like, everybody, come on. Mm-hmm. We're gonna rent this.
My part's coming up.
I'm gonna be right here.
And they gonna be like, what happened to Hawkeye? And they gonna be like, oh yeah, he died.
It's coming. I'm right. Well, son of a...
Right. They gonna be like in loving memory of Hawkeye at the end. Like, what the fuck? Anyway. So, Drake was doing a stream with a streamer guy goes by the name of Ninja. And Ninja. Not the other N-word, but Ninja. They did a stream together on Twitch, and I believe they had, like, at their peak, they had about... Okay, well, here, I will give you the direct source because I don't want to misrepresent these numbers and have these motherfuckers out here like, bitch, put some respect on my name. I'm getting this from tubefilter.com. It says the stream began around 1 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on March 15th and lasted for close to an hour as Ninja and Drake teamed up to run through a few rounds in the trendy multiplayer game, which the game that they were playing was Fortnite, if, I didn't say that up front. At its peak, the broadcast brought 635,000 concurrent viewers to Ninja's channel, surpassing the previous non-tournament record by nearly 250,000. The overall viewership record on Twitch belongs to an esports broadcast that received 1.1 million views earlier this year. Now, Ninja has 4.5 million subscribers on YouTube.
Good lord.
Yes. He has more than 150,000 subscribers on Twitch. And he makes over $500,000 a month streaming video games. Now
we are in.
I know we are fucking
business.
up, right? I know we are. I have not made $5 from doing this shit, let alone 500,000.
We still gotta work 40-hour jobs,
right? This shit, man. And now, I want to make it a point to say this. I am not taking anything away from anyone who streams. One of my buddies at work, he streams. If you guys like retro games, he's on Twitch. Benoit Gaming, I do believe. And there you go, Ben. You're lucky. Shout out. But I don't even know if he's actually going to hear this, but there you go. But yeah, streamers work hard at what they do. Like you have to not only be able to play this video game, but you have to still be a personality and entertain the people who are watching you. So yeah. I am not trying to take anything away from his success or what he does. But good lord, could you imagine making that much money being paid to play fucking video games? Like it's amazing.
If my brother's listening, he's probably Googling right now how he can
Right,
go.
he's like, what the fuck?
He's like, I play video games. I can do this.
Mm-hmm. Now, this is important for a few different reasons. One, right now especially, this is really good press for gaming culture right now.
Sure. Especially after everything that's happened and everything that we addressed last time. And it's good gaming PR is what we needed right now.
Yes, because with the powers that be and everything else that's going on, with gun violence and trying to find a scapegoat and someone to blame it on, video games have been getting a bad look lately. So we needed some positive news for once. But it's not really quite clear how this relationship started, because when I heard this story, the very first thing I said was, how the fuck did that happen? Like, how did you... I mean, and again, I am saying this in a...
More of an awe state as opposed to anything else.
Right. I'm saying this in a more, hyperbolic way than anything. I'm just exaggerating for comedic effect. So take it as you will. How did this skinny ass white boy with fucking blue hair end up meeting and or conversing? Like, how do you start a rapport with Drake? Like, how did that happen?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know Drake. I'm black too. Like, you would think that we all in the same club together. I've never even seen the motherfucker before, but somehow y'all are fucking Xbox buddies and shit. Well, not Xbox, but
Hey.
Still. They even say in this article that the exact details of how the partnership came to be aren't exactly clear. But Drake announced himself as a fan of Ninja when he followed the streamer on Instagram last week. So between him following Ninja on Instagram and the stream was not very far apart. So I don't know if he had been watching him before that and finally decided to make it publicly known that, hey, he games and he's, a fan of this guy. But,
that's the thing, though. We have so many celebrities and we put them up on this pedestal for...
Like they're not real people.
Right. They really are. They're just real people that have cool jobs. And we, as a group of people, we get shocked and we lose the...
Especially when it comes to gaming.
Yeah.
Because...
Gaming or comic books or...
Yeah, because for some reason there's this weird stigma around this still where people don't really... it's everybody plays video games.
Yeah.
Even if you don't have a computer set up or an Xbox, you play Candy Crush or some bullshit like that on your phone.
The mobile games.
You play some Facebook game or some shit. Like, everybody games to some degree or another. So the fact that it's still shocking, that's what was kind of funny to me about this whole thing, about how everybody was making a big deal about it. Because they were like, oh my God, Drake and Ninja, we're streaming together. And I'm like, well, yeah, but you don't think that rappers and shit play video games?
Right.
I'm like, if anything, athletes and rappers probably are the most gamer heavy, performers that you could find.
When they're not training and they're not touring.
A lot of that shit on tour buses shit like that. It's like,
God.
that's what, Madden and all kind of shit. It's like, especially, I mean, look, I'm going to make a stereotype about African Americans that isn't about drugs and or violence. So let me have this. But black folks like to play video games.
Yeah.
That may be a secret to other, cultures and societies and races, but if you black, black folks love Madden, NBA Live, any of that shit. I don't know if you remember NBA Jam back in the day.
Yeah.
Niggas love playing that shit. Sorry.
I'm gonna get a big red sign.
Right, don't say nigga.
Don't say this word.
Yet no one has given me shit about saying it yet. But I got a feeling the more people start to listen, somebody's going to be like, I can't believe you would say things like that. Sorry.
Hey, we put warning labels on the beginning of this.
True. And not only that, with my inflection sometimes and the way I talk and things like that, I don't necessarily think that people immediately know that I'm not white. So whatever. Anyway, like,
your face.
I know, right?
No, your face was just priceless. Anyways.
But yes, more from the article. For Ninja, the collaboration with Drake and the record-setting session are the latest steps in a remarkable rise to prominence. After spending years as a grinder in the esports scene, and I did say esports, like electronic sports. I don't like that term per se, and I don't like the term athletes either.
Yeah, no.
I don't like any of that, because I'm like, God damn, man, like, don't make it sound so fucking corny, like, Jesus. Anyway, the streamer has become one of Twitch's most popular broadcasters. He owes his success not just to his skill at Fortnite and his family-friendly delivery, but also to a deal that unlocks special content for Fortnite players who have Twitch Prime accounts. In search of those in-game perks, Fortnite fans have flocked to Twitch and Ninja's channel in particular. So yeah, he's got some kind of deal with them and shit like that, which, hey man, make your money, dollar bills, y'all.
All I can say is go Ninja go. I've been holding that.
I was going to say, how long from probably the moment I said his name was Ninja.
Yeah, you did.
So for probably a good 10 minutes, she's been sitting on that joke, guys. I just want
I
you to
was
know
waiting
that.
for the perfect opportunity because I didn't want to waste it.
Yeah, but I mean, like this whole thing is interesting because now there's been some talk like, will Drake start streaming now? He has a Twitch channel. He just did it with them. Like, are we gonna just be able to start watching some Drake streams? And there were some other athletes and rappers and stuff that I think that was on that stream with Drake and Ninja as well.
Okay.
But the likelihood that this will become a common recurring thing is not very high. But it would be interesting to see celebrities maybe start, and this is going to sound like they're on like fucking like
they need to
government assistance.
I would say they just need to kind of calm down a little bit.
Yeah, maybe this could be like supplemental income, where it's just like, hey, I'm in between movies, or hey, I used to be a really big deal, not so much now. Right now, the avenue for that is podcasting. Like, no bullshit. I get so upset because I see all these podcasts, like, and I'm gonna soapbox here. I see, and hey, more power to you. If you like doing this and you want to take the time to sit down and talk to yourself or another person in a room.
I'll say we do.
Right. Then, hey, more power to you. But it's like, I feel like there should be a separate platform for celebrity podcasts because they suck all the attention away from everybody else. Number one trending or number one ranked for weeks, it seemed like, on iTunes top podcasts and TV and film are 2 ex-Bachelor contestants. And I'm like, are you fucking serious? So like, there's a lot of like podcasts from like ex-reality TV stars, actual celebrities. Like Gilbert fucking Godfrey has a fucking podcast.
Oh
okay,
my God.
So that's what I'm saying. So I think that Twitch or streaming in general is going to start to become the new thing that these like C and D list celebrities, or just celebrities who might not be necessarily C and D list but aren't currently doing anything or just like gaming, know, will start doing. It's like, hey, how can I use the little bit of celebrity that I have left to catapult me into something else? Because trust me, someone is going to be more quicker to click on this is my podcast with Gilbert Godfrey than they are going to click on One Giant Leap for Geeks with Mike C. Squared and DJ Melly Mel. Subscribe to us on iTunes. But it does get a little bit frustrating, but I would love if this would become the thing for streaming. It's like, hey, y'all can take all that shit and go over there and start going to Twitch and play your games and leave us alone and let us do our thing.
We'll just talk about the games. And
right. We will talk about you streaming your game on our show. And then there you go. Now everybody wins.
Now can everyone can just coexist.
Hell yeah, we get a piece of that pie because, Anyway, done with soapbox. I just do think that it's funny that people think like gaming is cool now because celebrities are doing it, and it's like everybody games. Yes, people are more into gaming than others, but if you think that there is someone on this planet who just absolutely does not play video games in any fashion, you're wrong. That person does not exist.
My mom plays the Facebook games.
That's why I said.
My mom is like one of the least technology advanced people. Her and my stepdad and my brother, like the three of them. And my brother games. He's an Xboxer. And
is that a term?
No, because it's going to be confused with an X.
Boxer. Yeah.
No, he's
double entendres.
Yeah. He plays Xbox, and my mom and my stepdad will sit and play Candy Crush or Coin Dozer hours and hours and hours. They are gamers. By definition, they are gamers.
Oh, yeah.
You know, people don't realize, hey, Candy Crush counts.
Yeah, you know, it does. I mean, some people don't like to categorize it that way, but I mean, it's a game. I mean, you don't get to pick and choose what's a real game. You know, it's like, I hate when people do that. It's like, well, you're not a real gamer. You're a casual. It's like, man, get the fuck out of here. Like, I have a job.
Right, I have to adult.
Right, and family and shit. It's like, motherfucker, if I could
get paid to play games.
Yeah, if I could sink 10 hours a day into playing the game, then yes, motherfucker, if I get paid $500,000 a month to do this shit, then hell the fuck yeah, I'd be gaming shit. I'd turn this shit off right now. Just doop.
Yep, that'd be it.
But I mean, I do think that this kind of gives a little bit more mainstream validity to gaming because people, like I said, everybody plays games to some degree or another, but people who don't follow gaming culture and stuff like that, they don't know what the fuck is going on in the industry and stuff. So, you know, just your layman person, they'll see a headline like, you know, oh, Drake, you know, is on, you know, a record-setting stream on Twitch or whatever. They're like, oh, what is Twitch?
Right.
You know, or, oh, what is a streaming thing? You know, it's like, oh, well, what's Fortnite? You know, so it does give some validity to gaming to a degree, but I mean, celebrities have endorsed games and shit forever, especially, like I said, athletes and shit.
I'm gonna say celebrities endorse everything.
Pretty damn much, yeah. I
mean, like,
what was we just talking about? Terry Crews and Old Spice?
Yep. Be like, oh, well, this is a cheeseburger. This is, I don't know, Ryan Reynolds eating a cheeseburger.
Right, oh, God.
Terry Crews in fucking The Longest Yard.
Yep.
Him and his damn cheeseburgers.
But this kind of stuff, I think is going to have a interesting side effect. Because the more these people start doing these like collaborative streams on Twitch and things like that with celebrities and just other big other big streamers on Twitch.
That's going to be a thing now.
Yeah, right. Twitchers and Xboxers. We've coined both of copyright one day, like forgets. We've coined both of those terms. But I think that this kind of stuff is going to start to drive people away from YouTube.
Okay.
Over to Twitch.
Okay.
Because YouTube, I mean, has a lot of shit been going on over the last year. And
YouTube has a lot
of
of blocks.
Yes.
Like,
YouTube's been on some bullshit lately. Some biggity bullshit. But,
yes.
So, and Twitch is still relatively young in the grand scheme of things platform.
Okay.
And it's only been getting more and more, you know, traffic. I mean, hell, and I swear to God, I promise I will try to make this the last time I have to make a reference to Logan Paul, unless he does something really crazy and I gotta just talk about it. Sorry if you're listening, Logan. He's not listening. But this motherfucker, Logan Paul, started his own Twitch channel and hasn't even streamed anything yet and already has 20,000 followers. And I'm like, see, that's kind of showing about how you take your little bit of celebrity you do have.
Right.
He's not known for gaming or any kind of shit like that. Like, he does fucking video blogs every day. He does vlogs every day.
Okay.
And I'm like, but now he sees like, oh shit, there's some money that can be made over doing this Twitch shit. So I'm finna Low Gang for Life merch store, please. Like, get the fuck out of here with all that bullshit. So yeah. I think that this is gonna kind of hurt YouTube some, but I don't know. YouTube is still too popular of a platform to just kind of go under completely, but they have competition, and I mean, competition is good because YouTube has been on some bullshit, and maybe if they start seeing their numbers drop, then maybe they'll get their shit together. I mean, I know they have advertisers and this, that, and the other, but it's like you can't be so beholden to this shit, or to these companies that you have to completely change what your platform is to appease them. So we'll see. But
it's what happens when you get a sponsor.
Yeah, I know. This episode was brought to you by no one. But yeah, that's it for the show. Remember, you can always find us at our home, onegiantleapforgeeks.libsyn.com. We are also on iTunes, Google Play Music, Stitcher, TuneIn, SoundCloud, YouTube, or anywhere else that you get your podcast.
And if you got any questions that you want us to answer on the show, any comments, criticisms, or you just want to say hi, which we strongly encourage, email us at officialOGLFG@gmail.com. And you can also reach us on Twitter at Giant Leap, 4 Geeks. We're on Facebook, Reddit, Tumblr, Pinterest, Instagram, pretty much all the social medias. So just search for One Giant Leap for Geeks. Bye!